guys, it's Sun with the Sunflower's Vantage Point, or Sunflower Plays Roblox, whichever you prefer. Today we're going to be starting a part 1 series of my family villa speed build. I've seen a lot of people request this, and I really think this is a perfect home for this style I'm doing it in, which is a mid-century, modern, kind of eclectic feel, which, you know, everybody seems to think is my aesthetic. And whenever I do homes where I get to just have fun with the styles I love and that aesthetic, it definitely gets a little touchy. I'm a little picky to say the least. This is the 6th try you're seeing. I'll spare you from watching the others. Anyways, this is this room I did not know what to do, so I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna do like a little study over here. That was one thing I struggled with in the other 6 tries. So what I did is, to get that look that we had in the old windows and that I've seen on a lot of OG builds like Janstar, which I come to learn from being in the Discord server, that they actually did away with the outdoor windows. So like whenever you use the window on an exterior wall, it would show the outside. So what I did is I used the outdoor wallpaper, put those light bars down, put in some of those big clear windows, and then just building up the walls around it. So I decided to make this a study, and because I really didn't know what else to do. Like, I didn't want to do a bathroom right at the front door. You know, who wants that? And I've done it in a lot of my builds before, so I didn't want to do that. So yeah, this is going to be that blush pink. I use a lot of warm pinks in this build. I also use blues, navy blue mainly. I wanted it just to be blush and navy blue, but of course, you know, we don't always have the best choices of furniture and, you know, designs and stuff to go with that. So in here, this one is pretty much all pink, and then I also add throughout the build, you'll see some rust color and like the yellowy greeny kind of brown, so like that mustard brown, mustard yellow color, and so on. So I wanted a skylight in my study, so I built down my ceiling. I've learned these tricks from Odd herself, the queen herself of building ceilings, okay? And she is why I started actually being cognitive of my ceilings needed to be built down for any sort of dimension. Anyways, I'm probably going to exceed the build limit on this one because I'm having to cover all these walls, and it's okay. I still got the look I wanted just for those windows, okay? Because that mid-century mod kind of style, you have to have like these giant windows everywhere, I feel like. And the villa just seemed to be the perfect build for that. It's got like, you know, the exterior looks just like an old 60s, 70s home, that mid-century kind of style. And of course, everything's got to be mixed matchy for me. So there's ways that it all matches, but there's also ways where it's just a mess, just like me. I wanted to make this wall, obviously I was trying to make the panels match where I'm going to put the desk over there. And I just couldn't get it to how I wanted it to look. And then I add in this ladder because I'm like, oh, I want like a library ladder. And then I try to tilt it because I've seen other people do it. I don't know how. I've not paid attention to how they do it, but apparently whenever you slant the ladder, it does not attach the other piece to it. It leaves a space. And I tried everything. I think if I haven't read, there it is. I even like tried putting like a panel in like halfway in the bottom one, and I just could not get that to connect for some reason. It drove me nuts. I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna leave it for now, figure it out later. Here I start my decorating, okay? Those dang oriental shelves. Yes, Oddish. Yes, everyone else who has said something about those oriental shelves. They are so small. I have even tried my empty houses to kind of like mess around with them and put them together, and it just did not. I could not. So instead, I went with the cafe, or I like to call them the farmhouse shelves, because they do look a lot like that farmhouse rustic style to me. Except in a lot of what I see and what I have in my real home, the brackets are above the shelf. So what I did here, you see me placing these. So I'm placing my items on a regular shelf, and then I'm just pulling that down, which took forever for me to get it right. Pulling that down to there. So with the diffuser here, do you want to know what the baby bottles are supposed to be? They're my essential oil bottles. I know, it's cheesy and they're a little big for an essential oil bottle, but I feel like everything is not really actually to scale if you really think about it. Like, our avatars are actually short compared to some of like, you know, what we have. And then we have like huge chairs, and then we have like tiny beds for babies that are, you know, 5 years old or whatever. So it's okay. They look like my little essential oil bottles over there, okay? Of course, I had to have my bonsai tree. That's my favorite. I want a bonsai tree in real life. Gosh. And And then, you know, added me some confidence up there with that crystal, you know what I'm saying? Some of this patio furniture, because I feel like it also has that 70s kind of retro-y, futuristic kind of vibe. If you see me pause for long periods of time like this, I apologize. This was 7 hours yesterday, and every time I had to like get up, I tried to cut out most of those parts, but obviously you see I did not get them all. And so here I'm just placing things. I love the new candle. I also love the new quill and stuff. Just the clutter, just the eclectic, just the mess like I am. Actually, this build though, even though I wanted it to be so cluttered, it ended up being a lot cleaner so far. I always add like more detail after, once I get, you know, the general feel of what I want. So here I'm trying to build a like corner desk, and I wish we could like choose how long we made our shelves or whatever, just so I could like pull it in. I didn't want it to go into the entryway over there because I didn't know what I was doing in there yet. But here I just could not figure it out. So I'm sitting here like thinking, plundering in my brain for some ideas. And oh yeah, I tried the kitchen stuff. I always try that stuff. The thing I don't like about the kitchen stuff and some of the other desks is our desks are solid. Other than the teacher desk, it's all solid. Like, I don't like it. How am I supposed to put my legs there? Like on Roblox, it doesn't matter. They just smash your legs wherever. But like, I like to be realistic here, okay? So I think I end up here in a second because I'm like, screw it. I hate it. I hate all of this. Ugh, I've already done this 6 times. This is literally my brain while I was doing this anyways. So I get a smaller wall, move it over, make that panel bigger, and then I just add in the shelf so it kind of blends, and I just did the same color and everything. That Cosmo chair, so mid-century mod eclectic feel for me. Okay, I love it. I love the space update because of that. There was a lot of like little pieces I loved in that. Just adding in some stuff. The vines drive me nuts too. I'm just complaining today. Jeez almighty, stop complaining. Anyways, you'll see me change where that longer vine is later because I thought that I was gonna like it there, and I end up moving it because I stole an idea from someone that we saw when we were touring the other day. And I'm just trying to add paintings here, sorry. But I stole an idea the other day where they use the trays and they use the books and they stack them up vertically instead of horizontally. Right here, I go to do it, and it looked like that messy kind of like folder and stuff look that goes right there on your desk. So I will end up moving, I think that, oh excuse me, I'm yawning. Oh Lord. I will end up moving that vine over, the longer one, to the other side, just so that I can get more of an even look since I have my folders and books and stuff right there. See, there we go. I'm moving it. Of course, I had to put some coffee in over there too. I mean, come on, what's a study without coffee? I will hopefully be adding some of my decals I've made. I did make this one. I'll be adding a video of them shortly, and I hope to be adding a page on my website. I had started it and I just never published it because I never finished. It actually is a lot of work saving all of those decals that you made forever ago and then going back and having to re-download them and then upload them to a video or a website or whatever, and then add all the codes. It's just, it's time consuming. It's a lot of work. Here I'm trying to add some more dimension and do something here so that that's not just so empty, and I just couldn't. Here I go with the dang ladder again. Jeez almighty. Don't ever let me mess with this ladder again, please. So like, oh yeah, this looks great. Oh, catty corner, like make these all scattered about. Oh yeah, this is awesome. No, I hated it because it's not symmetrical, and as mixed matchy as I like to be, you have to either be perfectly asymmetrical or like perfectly symmetrical. Hello, thank you for OCD. Hi, I'm Kaylee. I have ADHD, OCD, and PTSD, but we won't talk about that one. I love these, oh wow. I forgot what it's called in there. It's like water or something, but I love it because they are like the perfect size for like whenever you have like a corner or something and you don't know what to do with it and it's just empty. You just throw those things on there, boom, you got yourself a little fountain and it looks great. And then I just built in dimension walls that are a shade darker than the other. Why did I erase that? Oh yeah, I tried putting in stairs. I'm like, I hate this ladder. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So then I'm like, I'm gonna put some plants in. Here we go. Yeah, and I don't know if I was ever happy with anything. But I was just like, I got to the point where I just started leaving things because I got so frustrated with myself. Sorry if you just heard my phone vibrate. And some of that was sticking out, so I'm like, ooh, maybe I can cover this somehow. So start. A lot of people, when I watch their speed builds, they just automatically type in something and click it. And I'm like, how in the world do you build like that? Like, do you just plan ahead? Because literally for this random like mess of a build that you guys are witnessing right now, I had to end up drawing a blueprint of the layout I wanted so that I could just stick to something and not keep changing it and be happy with it. So I literally drew a blueprint of the upstairs and downstairs and kind of have an idea of what I want. And here I'm pausing again. I was probably peeing or getting a snack or something. Am I allowed to say peeing or will I get demonetized? I'm not really sure. Oh, these funky lights. Yeah, sure. Let's be crazy, Kaylee. No, it looks like a mess. What are you thinking, you psycho? Oh my gosh. Pause. I live for the applause. Karma, that one's for you and your book too. I'm so dumb. Anyways, mess with the mirrors for a minute. Gosh, I hate watching myself build. Like, honest to God, I'd rather just do the funny little tours because this is a nightmare. And like, okay, so the Queen's avatar, aka Lenny, and I have built with Oddish on an update though, and I was very out of it that day because I had an episode the night before. But I'm such a slow builder because I'm such a perfectionist. And Lenny was so great. Like, I haven't done a big build, which me and Oddish are planning something, but Lenny was so great in understanding when I was sitting there doing things like this. That the frosting castle like play area that was on my Candyland build, God bless it, that's all I worked on the whole time, I feel like. And she had like the whole centerpiece done and I'm like, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm such a perfectionist. She's like, oh no. She was so sweet. God, I love her. Anyways, I was just trying to add dimension and stuff here. Obviously you're watching what I'm doing and I'm just talking about my life. Anyways, I think that was the medium wall. So in my layout I definitely did a hallway here. And the reason is because you always see, it's like in those mid-century mod style, or the kind that I'm trying to go for here, and the architecture is probably my favorite part of it. It's like my dream home if it was in that 70s, 60s, 70s architecture style, where it's all open and there's a lot of like geometrical harsh shapes and like edges and stuff, but it's still open, but it's all closed off at the same time, if that makes sense. And I'm like, how can I do that with this hallway? So I built a whole area here, and you're gonna see this. Sadly, if you love this idea, which I do love it, and I may use it in one of my other rooms or something, I did love the way I stacked those walls like that and made them kind of scattered, because it added, that is the look, but this is not exactly what I wanted for this area. And so sadly, this whole wall right here is going to be torn down. It will still be a hallway as you saw in the beginning of the video, but it's not going to be that kind of hallway. It's more open. And I'm just trying to mess with rugs and, you know, make this thing look like it's like a shag rug. Did I succeed? No. I end up putting down bones. You just wait. I think I leave it though for the morning, because I did get off and come back for a little bit right after this. Yeah, I left it with the tennis courts. I love those things and hate those things because like I just want to use them on everything. Oh, excuse me, why am I yawning so much? I need oxygen. Dear Lord, me messing with these fireplaces, y'all. Also, in the 60s, 70s vibes, you always see that fireplace that's either in the center and shared by like a dining room and living room, or a fireplace in like an awkward position, but the fireplace is still like there to heat everything. So like that's why it's in the awkward position. It's kind of genius, you know. But here I'm like, oh, I'll just make my own fireplace since the other ones are too big. Nope, you just wait, because I'm just gonna sit here and just keep on. I think that it was a good at least hour and a half to 2 hours that I sat here messing with this, in all honesty. And again, if you guys want to see anything in slow-mo, or, you know, even if it's one of the ones I end up deleting, any of these ideas, you can go to your YouTube settings and then you can slow it down and it will be slowed down for you. All of this is just very sped up, and just so I can get my talking in for you guys and keep you guys occupied, because I am not entertaining if you're just watching this I almost said cluster F, but I'm not going to say that because I have kid watchers. This mess. I'm just going to say mess. I'm just going to consider myself a mess. Sun is a mess, okay? Look, I'm a mess. Why can't we have an undo button? Because I didn't mean to move that wall, but I did it, didn't I? Oh, gosh. And the sectional. Why am I so special ed and I can never get the sectional to go together? And then I'm like, oh, it's the open end that you're supposed to put together. Jeez almighty. And I hate these square things. Like the edgy sectional, the edgy couch, the edgy chair, I despise. I just want everything to be round and fluffy. Floofy. I just feel like it's too blocky. Like, you know, it's too Robloxy. I guess it is kind of modern looking, but it isn't, though, whenever it's so small compared to the other ones. Here I go, messing with trying to make it open, because there is places like, you know, in some of those architectural designs where they have like just the big windows and it's like a window to separate a room, and I just could not get happy. I am just messing and messing. I again awkwardly placed another fireplace trying to get it. I'm like, oh, this is good, and then I came back to it after lunch and I'm like, this is not good. I don't like this. But I'll keep messing with it right here until lunchtime, okay? Yeah, just messing. How does Oddish talk so much and so long? I really would love to know. If you guys are hanging out for the long haul, I really love you guys, because I am not that entertaining, I don't think. I could talk all day about myself and, you know, about things and ideas I have, or people who inspire me or whatever, but like I get kind of shy whenever I start recording. And I'm actually just doing this live time. Does that make sense? Lifetime? Is that the word? Lifetime Movie Network. Oh, I'm so dumb. I don't know. I'm so cheesy. I hope that you guys find it entertaining. And I decided to go and make that look like the wood, because in a lot of those homes you do have the wood walls, but again, that's all gonna be gone, so I don't know why I'm even showing it. I'm just kidding. Oh, she is just flapping her little wings. She must have been about to go to lunch or something. She was probably like, okay, Abraham, I'll make you a sandwich in a minute, okay? You want some cereal and milk? Here. Pour the milk in this side of the container, and then you can just dip your cereal and it doesn't get soggy, and I don't have to make you another bowl in 10 minutes because you walk away from it. And I do love the outdoor furniture. Actually, I love that furniture more than I do this blocky stuff here, because I don't know. I love the lining, like the white lining it has of it and the stitching and stuff. And I always use this rug, and I'm almost sick of using it. I will do anything to try and not use one of their rugs because it doesn't have texture. And used to it didn't bother me, and I thought that like, oh, I was cool because I used the honeybee rug. That's what we call it in my household, the honeybee rug. Which, by the way, I have something phobia. I can't even think of the word right now. Even if I saw it, I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. But I do not like looking at honeycombs, but that I'm okay with. Like real ones, not okay. Clusters of natural, symmetrical things like lotus blooms and stuff, not okay. I'm trying to add some lighting to this hallway I'm going to erase, but I just couldn't get it right either. And then I'm trying to fix the scattered walls, and then I'm all over the place. What the heck? I'm so sorry. I apologize for changing the view. Woo, this is messing with me and my epilepsy, but you know, I'll just sit here and pretend. Trigger warning. I change my view a lot because I am a messy builder. I don't know how you guys do it. Honestly, like the fact that like Jan and Oddish and Dornia can sit there and build a whole room from just one view. Kudos, because I don't know how you do it. Because maybe it's just that my depth perception is off or something, but I feel like everything I always have to make sure it's like a certain way, because I'll think it looks a certain way and then I'll walk over there and it won't even be against the wall or something. So I always look at it from different ways. So that's why I change my view a lot. Maybe I'll get better with it. I have gotten better with it, since I done my first speed build, or did my first speed build, sorry, I suck at grammar. And these oriental panels to kind of hide that light, which I end up erasing, I think, from the other room. And it's so dark, so I'm trying to add some light source, and I love these. They give me that eclectic vibe because they have that like golden tassel hanging down from it, and it just like, it doesn't matter what color you do it, if that golden color is mixed in with things, it looks 70s-ish to me. Like, I'm like this 90s and 70s girl. Like, if I could just combine those two, and no, the 80s is not those two combined, let me just say, those two combined are those two combined. Like, I'm a little bit of 90s, a little bit of 70s. Anyways, that look right there, the 70s look is like my style for interior design, and the 90s is like my style for dressing and photo edits and stuff. I guess, I don't know, I wear bell bottoms all the time, like palazzo pants. You got it, I got it, we got it, you want it, I want it. I don't like turning red, I'm just gonna be honest, I really did. My child loves it, I did not. I liked Encanto better. So I'm just messing around, and I decide that all of this I don't like, so I erased all of that. And I'm like, okay, hey guys, I'm gonna go put in some something, I don't know what, but let's do this. Let's try and do this. And then it ends up looking really cool. You guys just wait, it actually does. I don't like that color, that looks like poop. Looks like a big pile of melted poop on my floor. So now, trying every other color that kind of goes with the scheme, and blue just seemed to fit, so boom. Then I try to add the brain fart, wow, curtains. I try to add the curtains to hide some of that window light from the living room, because whenever I went out of unedit mode, it looked very exposed compared to the rest of it. But again, you'll see me after lunch erasing it all, so I have no idea what I'm doing here. I couldn't even tell you. I have absolutely no idea. So I just erase everything. I think this is after lunch I came back in, and I'm like, I don't like any of this. Time to change it all. That fountain gotta go. These mirrors gotta change. Putting up some oriental panels. This is like, I think my problem, and why I restart things so many times, is not necessarily I'm a perfectionist, but it's like I come back to it and I'm like, this is not what I was going for at all. Like, if you guys saw the entire 6 times, or well, it was 5 times before, this is the 6th time, the entire 5 times before that I built the entire downstairs, it was not that it looked bad. And that's what I will say, it's not that these things look bad. So like, when I say I'm a perfectionist and I keep redoing it, it's not because it looks bad, it's because it's not the vibe I was wanting to give, or the look I was wanting to give throughout the whole thing, or it changes too much from one room to another. It changes too much from one room to another. And there we go, erasing it. And then I'm trying to deal with dimensions here and make it look different. God, it looks so exposed right there, I don't know why. I'll probably end up fixing it, whatever it is. I think it's because those windows, those castle windows actually do give off a lot of light, and I don't, and oh yeah. So the wood art thingy from the eco section, the eco collection, if you will, I feel like it gives that 70s mid-century vibe kind of a lot when you use it as a wall or something, or a separator. It even gives it when you put it on the wall, but I like it when it's see-through like that, because then that is definitely that eclectic mid-century to 70s look. And then here, boom, right there, nailed it. As soon as I put up that wall and I just saw that glimpse that you just saw, I was like, done. I got this. I finally hit it. I finally got the layout I want. Boom. This makes me, just looking at it right there, ooh, I'm so giddy. It looks so good. I'm so happy about that part. That right there is the exact look I was going for through this whole build. Like, just if I could make every room look like that, that'd be perfect. And it gets even better. You just wait, because like, it looks great with that castle wall behind it, right? Or the castle window wall behind it. But then I get this idea. So, you know, I'm messing with this. I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work. They have those small windows all the way like around the top and the bottom. Also, I was looking on Pinterest while I was doing this, just so you guys know. But I've noticed in a lot of the homes that I like, or a lot of the saves of aesthetics and, you know, kind of ideas, they have that top and bottom row of like medium to small windows. So that's what I did. And then I'm trying to add in this modern art so it's not empty there, because I didn't want to necessarily add in like pictures and stuff or do a collage, because I'm planning on doing that in one of the other rooms upstairs. So then I'm like, yo, and one of my other builds I did of this, I did a wall that was like half tile. And actually it was just those two walls right there that you see me putting the solar panels on, that wall and the other, and this was like a whole dining room the first time I did this. Anyways, I really liked the way that the tiles made it look, because it added the look that you just saw of these wood panels and stuff that I built just then and I was so giddy about. That's the look that tile also gave it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put this tile here. But I still wasn't happy because it wasn't I don't know if asymmetrical is the right, but it wasn't like off balance or perfectly off balance looking like that futuristic mid-mod kind of style. I have always wanted to do those fountains, one upside down and one, because I feel like it would work perfect, and I still am kind of iffy about if I like it there. But for now it'll do. It doesn't look as bad as I thought. I thought that it would mess with the flow of things because it would look like it was flowing up, and it really doesn't. It looks like it looks like it just flows together. You don't even notice unless you're really looking for it. So I liked how I did the different colors here, but I'm like, it's too much pink. So your girl puts in that navy, boom. Look at how good that looks. Holy cow, that is perfect. That is the perfect mid-century mod eclectic style I'm going for right there. And of course I gotta add that bubble chair because that is the 70s in itself. Okay, I love it. I love it. Oh, that, like this right here, maybe I should take away some of the stuff I have in there now once you get to the end, because I love the way it looks just like that. Like, it's so crisp, so clean, so 70s, so edgy, so I don't know, I love it. I love it so much. I do, I really do. I was trying to build like some sort of table that's not square or round. Does anybody else like have an issue with this, or is it just me? I always see on Pinterest like all these ideas of like this crazy shaped furniture and stuff, because that's my aesthetic, is the eclectic. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start building it myself. I put the stars and a tennis court on top of one of the party packs pillar cube things. Dude, it looks retarded. I don't even know. And don't mod me for saying retarded, okay? Because I have nothing against retards, because I am one, okay? That is actually, I think, a decal that I found on the Creators Marketplace. I don't think I did. I don't think I made, yeah, no, I didn't make that one. I definitely did not make that one. I slapped those cushions in the bubble chair. I don't even know if they're facing the right way. I didn't test them. I really don't care. I got to the point where like I really didn't care about testing stuff and everything, because I seriously fully built the downstairs 5 times before this. So how can I make this look like I want it is basically what you're watching right now. I'm yawning again. I'm so sorry. Gosh, I'm making myself yawn. And of course, Triceratops is my favorite dinosaur. And if you know me, you know how much dinosaurs mean to me. Dinosaurs, the Jurassic creatures, have a special place in my heart. If you don't believe me and you think that I am just some pretentious, I don't know, crazy girl who just says that and thinks that she loves Jurassic Park and all this stuff, for one, I had an addiction more so to Jurassic World Alive when it first came out than I ever did Club. Like, I literally would wake up an hour early for work just to be able to check on my dinosaurs, okay? But also, my husband's wedding ring has dinosaur bone in it. So, if that doesn't tell you I'm a pretentious dinosaur lover, I don't know what does. I couldn't get that to work as a side table, but I wanted a side table here. What else would I put there, you know? So I start trying to build with, and make it kind of that edgy, where there's a lot of, I don't even know how to, I don't know if edgy or even eclectic is the right word. It's just like this futuristic kind of like abstract look of like different shapes and different textures. So that's what I ended up doing for that table there. And then my little teddy bear I have there with the cushion, which I didn't like because it looked too like floating in the air there. And I start messing with the table some more to add some realistic touches, some clutter. And then I use whose ever idea. I think it was Mia, honestly. Mia, if it was you, shout out to you. But with the trays and the trays and the books, it gives that awesome, just like perfect clutter look. And I've never thought to use the trays. I think I've tried using the trays in a couple of other builds, and I just couldn't get them to do but what I wanted them to, and I wasn't even using them for anything like this. So that's the perfect use for those trays. And I even used like different colors here so that it added more clutter and looked like more folders or papers or whatever sitting there. And of course, I somehow had to add in some sunflowers. So here's me adding in my sunflowers, and I tried to use the lantern. I don't know what I end up using though. We'll keep watching to see, because I can't remember. I always do that dark goldy brown and then the black to make it look like a real sunflower. It just takes the glow out, so it's not so neon looking, and boom, you got it. Did I end up using the, oh no, I just set them down next to the books. Okay. Wow, you're a genius. You're a genius, sunflower. You really are with your sunflowers. Still wasn't happy. Go to rebuild the stable again. I'm a mess. I am a complete mess. If I sound nasally, I'm so sorry, guys. I have serious allergies, and like, it rained today and they mowed yesterday, and so I'm just kind of like Bob instead of Mom. Genius idea there, son. You got that perfect boho eclectic chair by adding I don't even know why I thought of this, but I'm like, oh, pet bed. It gets colored the same way that this chair does. If I put it here and color it the same way, then it's gonna look the same way and look as if it's one chair. Did have a hard time kind of placing it. I think there's a couple other times I'll mess with the placement of it to try and get it just right, so that if you turn around it, short of you going behind it, you don't realize that it's the pet bed and it just looks like a chair. And I start building down my ceiling again. Yawning again. I'm so sorry. I must need oxygen. I feel like I'm getting like more stuffed up as I go. Maybe it's because I'm like breathing so much. I don't know. Now I did realize when I went to record the tour part of this, I'm gonna probably have to add in another row of those, because from the other side, see, how do you guys not change your view? Because I was changing my view a hell of a lot, and I still was not happy and ended up messing that up, because up there on the ceiling there's still another row that needs to be added of the wall art from the party pack, because it is empty on that side, and I wanted it to have some space from the like wood inlay look, but I didn't know that I had that much space on one side as opposed to the other side. And I guess right there I could have seen it, but I wasn't paying any attention. Just trying to make some abstract wall art over here, you know, with these shelves. That's the only, like, these shelves, I know in my first build I ever did was the family home, and it was actually used as a shelf in my entryway, but other than that, no. Here I was trying to, I couldn't figure out which wall it was that was going through, and I don't think I ever did, so I'll just end up camouflaging it. I don't know why I used that other pink with this blush warm pink, and then here I'm just trying to add some more light, because whenever I did turn off my edit mode, it definitely looked too dim, and I'm just trying to place that perfectly. Sorry, I'm all over the place, aren't I? I'm sorry, I'm so ADHD. Maybe it'll keep you on your toes and you'll keep watching for the sake of my ADHD, you know? Light sources. Oh, I think I ended up putting light bars in the corners. Yeah, see, I put one over there. You can see it over there next to the light machine. And then I'm just building this out to add more of a geometrical shape, so I didn't have to put the doorway there, so it's not like two doorways were so close to each other. So because it was like almost like when you wear black on black, you know, a black shirt and a faded black pair of pants, and it just doesn't look right. And then I came in here because I wanted to do a dining room there. Did it work out? No, I just wasn't happy with anything, because all we have is squares and circles. Like, come on, where's the triangles? Where is the misshapen, deformed shapes? Come on, can you give me something other? Even an oval would be a nice, you know, dining room table, like the ones that are just like rounded on the end. And I think I end up trying right here in a second to make one, and that would have been cool if I had bigger tables, but you don't have a big table that is like the roundish rectangle to match the decent sized round tables. So I tried to do it here. I tried to, like, you know, add some abstract whatever, And it looks okay with these smaller tables, but I just wanted it to be big. That's too small for me. And I love the Oriental chairs. Wanted to add them in and could not seem to do it. So I'm just going to keep messing around, trying. God bless, because... And that looks so cool, but it didn't look cool there because it's too close to the couch that's already facing that way and is already that shape. So I'm like, okay, I'll add this little guy in over here. So I took it out because I didn't like it. And I'm like, oh, I still don't have a fireplace in an awkward spot yet. And that's like a key to having a 70s or mid-century modern architectural style home. So here's what I did. I just put it here. Why not? I have nothing else to put here because I can't decide what I'm going to do in this area behind the couch. So I used my tiles so it would kind of match the tiles over yonder. And then I just built up some walls around it, used that navy. Here I am trying to figure out how I want to make that style. And of course, you know, having that completely separated barrier, but it's still kind of open, is a definite for all mid-century mod homes. Like, I mean, you have all kinds of open sectional almost like areas. So here I'm trying to decide how I want to do the bar area. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a separate bar area or make it the back of the sink, but I think what I did, I ended up like. And then I start trying to build up this little area. I'm not sure if I wanted it to be like an entryway or whatever, but I did have a lot of ideas. But I had found on Pinterest and stuff of mid-century mod homes where they have, or even like the futuristic kind of style homes where they have that kitchen kind of built underneath, but I wasn't aware that in the realistic homes it is more shallow. I guess they have to have that brace in real life, you know, extra wall underneath, and so it was very shallow on those, whereas for me it was very deep. And I think that is the issue with the underneath the stairs that I keep running into with Club Roblox. That is definitely one of my challenges I face a lot, is the stairs. And I've said that before in some of my other builds, but I also always find it a challenge to decide how to do my kitchen, although I think I make some pretty impressive kitchens. I think that they are pretty unique and stuff, but I always struggle with them a lot, and usually I do them close to my entryway, and this time I did not, which is something I was destined in my brain to do. Make sure that kitchen wasn't near the entryway, not only because that's usually what I do, but also because that is what everyone has done in this house. Like, the kitchen and dining room are very close to the entryway, and I just am so pretentious about not being like everyone else. So, like, I will steal ideas all day long, but like, I don't know what it is. There's like certain things like that, and I think it's because wasn't the kitchen originally in this house next to that? I don't know. Anyways, it was like in that area over there in the corner where my hallway is. Anyways, so I messed around with this for a while, and I think I end up using the cupboards here in a moment because I couldn't get anything else to fit correctly once I got those cupboards kind of looking. I loved this style from the other side, how it looked. I couldn't quite get it right where my sink looked right with what was around it, because those worktops are actually very large, and I wanted them to be closer together because I didn't want to change the size of how I had those panels lined up and stuff. I just thought that was the perfect size right there, directly in front, and I love the way that looks, how it looks like dimensional down there at the bottom. Sorry about me being paused here. Anyways, but then I end up using the cupboards because it gave me more of a walkway here, so there was, you know, more width there for us to walk through, but it also could match the cupboards and the countertops on the other side. I was adding in some decorations. Didn't want to add too much detail because I was so afraid of hitting the build limit, which I know that Jan actually built a lot into hers, and I keep reminding myself, her and Faye the Frog, if you're not following them, like Oddish says in one of her lives, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But actually Jan has 2 versions of this house that she's built, and both of them she adds a lot of detail. So I'm hoping and going by that and Faye's, because Faye added a lot too, that I will be able to add as much detail and decoration and eclectic mix match clutter as I can. But we'll see. Here I'm just trying to do that, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to do too much right now. I can always add more later. So I did put the flowers. I didn't like them. They did not look like mid-century mod to me. I hated it. I was like, it's so cute. And other people's builds, or like my sunflower build, I have those sunflowers up there. But in this one, I end up taking those down. I'm like, oh, let's try the tiki torches. So we're trying the tiki torches here, and it was too warm and exposed. And it's one thing to be overexposed, but it's another to be over warm and exposed, you know what I'm saying? So I take them out, and I will end up putting in the hanging bulbs, and I differentiate and add some variation in the length, so it'll be like, you know, the medium, the long, the medium, the long. And I tried to do them all pink, since, you know, the colors are mainly blue in the kitchen here, and it was too pink for me. So to make it less exposed and to add a variation in the tone, I then decided to do all the short ones, which are actually the medium hanging bulbs in blue, and the long ones in pink. Here I am trying to add the mid-century mod windows. I literally consider these like the modern futuristic, like 70s windows, because that's what you see in all of those houses or the villas like this, you know, that are that style. But I also get very angry with myself whenever I go back to walk through my house, or my kids come over, or I'm hosting, and you have to have an area to go through, and I feel like everybody wants to walk through it and you can't. So instead I put the curtains up to kind of close it off, but, you know, still have it there where it's closed off, but you can still see through, and it still kind of looks mid-century mod. Here I'm just trying to mess around with things, tweak a couple things, make them look perfect, adding some more detail and some more decorations. And then I think messing with this back corner again for a moment. In my treehouse build, you see the rug that I made with my sound foam. That's probably one of my favorite ideas I ever had, because it is an actual textured rug, and I like over textured. I will actually add clarity and, you know, that HD look, but it actually takes up a lot of items. So I did try and do it underneath that rug to make it look more realistic, but I just couldn't. So in my bathroom, Eggy Farts or Cool Beans, I'm pretty sure that it's you, but I have taken on your challenge, because you always make all of these terrible wallpapers look wonderful. So you know, in those 70 homes, when you go to your grandparents' house, or you think about like those hippie people or those boho people who are like the original gypsy souls, they always have that crazy wallpaper in their bathroom. My bathroom, personally, in real life, is plain. It's the plainest room in my whole house. And it's white. That's why I take my selfies, just because of the white background, okay? But anyways, I wanted to do that, use some accent color, and whichever one I chose, whether I did the pink geometric one or this one, I was going to use the opposing either blue or pink as the accent color for all the items inside. So I used pink here, and I'm just like sitting here thinking of what I'm going to do. I do end up using those Hollywood kind of vanities, and I will get the smaller sink in a minute, but you see me testing out the others as I go. Anyways, I think that we're getting close to the end of this video, so if you are new here and you have not subscribed and you loved this and I was entertaining enough for you to stick around this long, thanks for sticking around. Please subscribe or consider doing so if you have not already, and stay tuned for the part 2. It'll come soon. I hope you guys loved it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!